What's up, nail geeks? Today I have the amazing villains themed polish pickup polishes to show you guys today. I want to say that this is probably one of my favorite mixes of finishes and colors so far, and that's saying something considering I may or may not be a little partial to the theme, as villains will always have my heart in some form or another. And let's get started. First up, we have Baroness X in Sharks with Frickin' Laser Beams. This is inspired by Dr. Evil from Austin Powers. The description is a navy, almost black jelly base with violet to green shifting magnetic pigment, indigo unicorn pea sister pigment, and a sprinkle of metallic silver pigment. This does have a cap of 250 bottles, and the price is $15. This is really shifty, you guys. Very, very shifty. On magnetics, I typically start off with a thin layer to build up a foundation, and then on the second coat, or the third depending on the type of polish, I go in with a heavy-handed coat just to make sure I have enough magnetic pigment to get to come to the surface and get a nice crisp line. The formula on Sharks with Frickin' Laser Beams is pretty dense. It's on the slightly thicker side, but it does apply very easily, as you're seeing here. I held a bar magnet for about 45 seconds, and overall you get this lovely multi-chrome magnetic line, and the background is this dark, rich indigo, and there's beautiful unicorn pea sister pigment that comes up a very shifty, rich sapphire blue in the overall look. Here you can see there's no texture after top coat, and there's a lot of movement to the magnetic particles. I think in shaded lighting you're going to get the best amount of shift for your buck, and there's a lot of colors to see here. There's golds, there's purples, there's magentas, there's blues. It's got everything in here. There's a lot. Next up from Baroness X is her acetone and antidote, and this is Sharks with Frickin' Laser Beams in the scent. This is also inspired by Dr. Evil. It does not have a cap, and the price is $4.50. Usually I shake up the bottle pretty good, and then I add it to this pump that you're seeing here. It holds about 7 ounces. I don't fill it up all the way, so it's at, I would say, 6.5 ounces. Super wonderful, and I encourage everyone to try it out. The next polish is Blush Lacquers, You Shall Not Go to the Ball. This is inspired by Cate Blanchett's portrayal of the wicked stepmother in the live-action version of Cinderella. The description is a silvery champagne base that shifts with green and gold, multi-chrome flakes that shift gold, green, blue, and holographic pigment and holographic flakes. There is no cap, and the price is at $12. This is so glowy, you guys. Really, really, like, that shimmer is very strong in person. And as you're seeing here, I do have bright lights on, but I think you're going to see that goldish, greenish looking hue in just about any lighting. There was no texture after top coat, and the formula has this wonderful medium feel that I think builds up perfectly. Overall, just very complex, and I think it will flatter just about anybody. Next up, we've got Cameo colors. This is the power of the sun in the palm of my hand. The inspiration is Otto Octavius, aka Dr. Octopus, specifically the catalyst for his transformation in Spider-Man 2. The description is a yellow-orange jelly base with a slight red-orange shimmer packed with multi-sized platinum silver flakes, red-orange copper ultra chrome flakies, a dusting of hollow copper micro glitter, and silver hollow micro flakes. There is no cap, and the price is $12.50. This had an amazing opaque formula, you guys. It applied really, really well. I think so far out of the cameos that I've worn thus far, they seem to all have this really nice, very rich, dense feeling during application. As you can see from that first coat, it's almost full coverage at that point. I didn't have any texture after top coat, and those metallic flakies give it this almost reflective foiled appearance. Super pretty. It's just one that you have to see in person. I don't even think that the video is representing the sparkle as much as I was seeing in person. Next up, we have Dlush Polish. This is Slice of Life. The inspiration is Dexter. Official description is a blood red thermal jelly that morphs into a killer cherry red, infused with their signature glitter mix and a splattering of Aurora shimmer that's bound to beckon your inner dark passenger. Cap is at 400 bottles and the price is $12.50. I have worn Dlush over the years and I have always loved their glitter mixes. They're always super dense. I didn't have any problems picking up a plethora of the several different sizes of glitters in here. I do feel like if you want that really, really opaque in your face look, I think 3 coats will do you just fine. Those with short nails or nubbins, as we call them, you'll probably be okay at 2 coats. On this 3rd coat here, I am going in just a little thinner on my brush strokes, and I had full coverage. I didn't see any of my smile line afterwards. Those glitters, for as large as some of them are, I didn't have any poking up at me after top coat. You might want to go in a little heavy-handed once you do top coat, so maybe a quick dry of some type and you'll be just fine. The thermal properties to this one, I was running pretty warm in our new place here in the south. I feel like maybe that might have been what was giving me a subtle transition in my blog photos. You're seeing here the warm state. It's like a nice cherry color. I did go in with ice water here to kind of show you guys that it does darken a bit. It's not what I would call the most obvious transition, just from how it was shifting on myself, but in person you can definitely see that there is a darker and lighter state. So here you can see on my index and middle finger it's coming up darker with the cold transition. Next up we have Emily DeMolly, cheers to that. Inspiration is Patsy Stone from Absolutely Fabulous. Description is a black base with gold holographic micro glitters and a champagne colored magnetic effect. This is capped at 200 bottles and the price is $11. This one to me is pretty much a almost one coater. So per usual on how I apply magnetic polishes, I go in with a thinner coat to just set a foundation, and then on the 2nd coat I go in heavy-handed. I can't see anybody going to 3 coats on this. The formula is very medium feeling, has a nice dense application. The formula is just buttery smooth and it's just super easy to apply. The holographic glitters give a nice sparkle effect, and honestly I see the most New Year's Eve polish ever with this. The magnetic particles have a lovely moving effect to them. There's a lot of wiggling with it, and there's no texture even with the glitters in the background. The background is a nice inky black color, and the magnetic particles shift from a silvery gold to a nice rich gold. Overall super pretty. And as you're seeing here, there's all that movement to the magnetic particles. The next polish I have is Niteowl Lacquer. This is Shake a Poor Sinner's Hand. Inspiration is Dr. Facilier from The Princess and the Frog. I might have said that name wrong, I apologize. Official description is a magenta jelly with green shimmer and violet, red, orange iridescent flakies. This is capped at 300 bottles and the price is $13. To me, the base color is a perfect Concord grape. It's so flattering and just a really in-your-face type of grape. Now this one is very much loaded with flakies, and the base feels very, very jelly to me, and almost a heavy to medium feel. So I would highly recommend just be careful on your brush strokes and you're gonna be just fine. I top coated with a quick dry glossy top coat here and I didn't really feel any texture. This is gorgeous with the green shimmer. It's hiding here, but in person you'll see it contrasting really well against that purple base. There's lots of sparkle here, and I think the flakes make a perfect pond effect on your nails. You'll see them layer really nicely between your 2 coats, or 3 depending on your preference. Here we have Moonflower polish, the Grand Admiral. This is inspired by Star Wars, the Grand Admiral Thrawn, and he is mostly in the books in the Star Wars universe. This is capped at 75 bottles and the price is $13.50. Per usual with Niteowl stamping polishes, they are 1 coaters on their own. I think this is a really nice bright medium blue, and if you wear it on its own, you're going to see all those really nice flakes and shimmers pop out. On stamping, it popped up really nice over black, and I think it'll pop over just about any color as a very rich blue. The flakies are a little subtle when you stamp it, but you will see those shimmers come out on your image. Here I'm top coating once again with a quick dry glossy top coat, and on its own here on my middle finger you're seeing it does dry down just a little bit on the satiny matte side, and then stamped is the same way. So personally, if you're like me and you like glossy polishes, definitely go for that glossy top coat. I think it makes the shimmers and the flakes just pop. If you're curious to the stamping plate that I use, it is Sugar Bubbles 024, and it has the cute little planet images on it. Here we have Niteowl Lacquer. That'd be great. The inspiration is Bill Lombard, the very annoying and passive-aggressive boss from the movie Office Space, which I'm a huge fan of. Description is a dark top holographic base with a red, bronze, copper multi-chrome shift, blue, purple, and burgundy red gold crystal chameleon flakes. There is no cap and the price is $13. This one has a ton of depth to it. That base is going to come off this really rich, just almost like a burnt red color, and then the top kind of takes a background effect. It's super holographic, and those flakes contrast really well with everything else going on. You're going to mostly see a purple and red effect with how they shift. This is definitely another one that you want to see in person. There's a lot of shift to it, and it's just got this inner glow that's really strong. The flakes laid down nice and flat for me, and I didn't have any texture after top coating. And like I said, in any lighting you're going to see something, whether it's the holographic, the linear rainbow effect from the holo, or the multi-chrome shimmer within. The last polish that I have to show you guys is Pretty Beautiful Unlimited, Just One Bite. Inspiration is the Evil Queen, and the description is a black and purple base loaded with blue to purple shifting magnetic pigment with silver holographic micro flakies and 3 types of chameleon flakies. This one is capped at 250 bottles, and the price is $10 without a magnet and $12.50 with a magnet. I am a fan of Pretty Beautiful Unlimited. I've picked up quite a few of her polish pickups over the course of the last few months, and I have to say she does flakes really well. The way that they're packed with all kinds of flakes or holographic specks, I think it adds a lot of depth to it. This one is very rich, purpley bluish effect. Here you're seeing it kind of purpley. In some lightings you're going to probably see it lean just slightly blue. The magnetic pigment in it is very shifty. I think it does complement the base very well. The base will darken out, as you're seeing here, after you apply the magnet. And it's almost like it adds an inner glow to it. It's, I wouldn't say the hands down most prominent magnetic shift once you use the magnet, but it's definitely noticeable, and it gives this inner movement that's really interesting looking. Here you're about to see it on the full mani shot. It gives movement, but it also gives this inner depth to it. Super pretty. It reminds me of a galaxy, and overall the effect is just this rich purpley blue shifty appearance. Polish pickup will open October 5th at 11 a.m. Eastern Time on the Polish Pickup website. I will have the link below in the info section for you guys to check out. The wish list making, if I'm not mistaken, should start sometime this week, and be sure to get in there during opening time because a lot of these have quite a bit of cap on the amount of bottles being produced. If you liked what you see, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much.